Malaysian 370, contact Ho Chi Minh 120.9. Good night.
Good night, Malaysian 370.
Breaking news tonight, a Malaysia Airlines flight with 239 people on board, including 4 Americans, has gone missing.
From the Hindu scripture, the Bhagavad Gita. Vishnu is trying to persuade the prince that he should do his duty, and to impress him takes on his multi-armed form and says, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds."
Okay, chat. Hey, how's it going? How are we doing there tonight? I'm trying to set up my lights here. Give me 1 second. Ooh, how's that look? Oh, you can't even tell. Ooh, red lights. Ooh, it's getting mood lighting up in here, chat. It's getting mood lighting up in here, chat. Oh, this is gonna be good. When I get this set up correctly, this is gonna be spicy. Hey everybody, hey Sandy, hey Stevie, hey Staycation, hey PJ Mike, hey Christian, hey Kathy D, hey Joshua, Skinny Bob, Kreishley, TV, I see you. Hey Bad Sama, hey Kathy. Yeah, I got to get it going on, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to work on these lights later here. I might have to do something with this poster. I'm gonna have to just change the situation around a little bit. This is gonna be good though when I get the mood lighting going in here, guys. I'm gonna give you a yeah, the lighting. I need to just have better lighting, right? Not just better lighting, but I gotta work on the background as well. You guys want a little spoiler to what's coming? Yeah, we're going to be doing it. We're going to be rocking it. These glasses are way too big, though, by the way, right? I feel like I'm playing poker where you can't see my eyes. It's going to be spicy. Yeah. That's for another time. Okay. Let's mess around with this. Let's go blue. Oh, yeah. 1 sec. I'm going to move this real quick. I think this is the play. You can see the ring. You can see the blue, though. Oh, yeah. The problem is you can see it reflecting. Ugh. Can you see it, chat? Oh, no, you can definitely still see it. What the hell? I don't know, chat. My next project is going to be to deal with that blue light. Or get the light set up correctly. Yeah, you can actually see your screen with the goggles on. I can actually see it, no problem. It's weird. It's like that. It's yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be good. If you guys don't know what I'm getting at with these glasses, just wait. Just wait. The blue reflection looks like an orb. Yeah, it's kind of cool. I don't know. I'll work on the lighting. I'm going to keep it like this for now, though. It actually looks kind of good. It's not bad. I need to get a neon light in the background. And then we'll be doing good. Yeah, Lulu's chilling right now. Actually, let's get Kobe back up here. Rest in peace, Kobe. Rest in peace, Kobe. Oh, it's weird because I'm looking at it from a different angle. I see the different perspective in the hologram. Yeah, you see that? Oh, damn, that looks really cool in the stream. Damn. Rest in peace, Kobe. Kobe has no blemishes except for when he allegedly sexually assaulted that woman in Colorado. But he got off on that, guys. He got off. That was all lies. That was all lies. I choose to believe that it was all lies. But no, we don't badmouth the dead here. Yeah, we're going to have some new sick lighting. Definitely. I didn't realize how good it would look, man. I definitely need to be rocking the darker lighting from now on. It looks way better, right? Yeah, I was a Laker fan. I lived in LA. I lived in Southern California for a while. Oh, somebody gets it. Kinsey gets it, dude. Kinsey gets it. I actually literally am planning something, Kinsey. Oh, he got it. Yeah. Or sorry, that was Skinny Bob who said that. Yeah, I'm gonna do like a whole thing. I've got a whole thing planned out. I don't know where I can set the camera up. I'm gonna get a nice overhead angle shooting down, if possible, as high angle as possible. Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be real good. No, Kobe definitely died in a helicopter accident. I was driving the day that Kobe died, and the fog was crazy. Like the fog, like I remember looking at the fog the day Kobe died, because I was in San Diego, and the fog was really bad down there as well. And I was looking up, and like you couldn't see like just a couple hundred feet in the air, and it was so foggy. It was just bizarre. And I remember thinking, like, I wonder if anyone's flying around in this. And he died that day. I've actually, like, that hurt me as much as, like, having, like, a pet die. You know, I didn't know Kobe personally, but that's how much it hurt. It hurt a lot. Dude was just a smart-ass guy. He was a hero for the NBA, hero for a lot of people, hero for me growing up as well. It was terrible, man. He was way too young. He was probably as old as I am now. Brutal, man. Yeah. So anyway, guys, yeah, I lived in Southern California for over 15 years, I think. About 15 years. So decent amount of time. And I spent time out there beforehand as well because my dad's from Southern California originally. So we used to go out there a lot. My aunt and uncle live out in somewhere in Southern California. I won't say exactly where, but so yeah, pretty easy. How's everybody doing tonight? Are we doing well? Let's should we flip over, see what we got going on? Let's see, man, I got a lot of stuff up right now. I don't really feel like going through too much. So first of all, I was on the podcast with Alpha Vets earlier. So it was about 2 hours. It was really, really good. It was up there actually with Alpha Warrior podcast, is one of the best that I've done. We went over like everything. They had General Flynn on before. That was pretty cool. I actually still don't understand, guys. We might have to Google General Flynn. Why do so many people say General Flynn is a traitor? I don't actually understand. I'm not tracking on what people hate about General Flynn. Oh, there we go. It's a little bit better. This other ring light's not really that great, but we'll figure it out. So if somebody can help me out with that, I don't really know, but you guys should check that out. People were saying there was like 1,100 concurrent viewers, which is a lot of viewers, especially for Rumble. That's a lot of viewers, man. So we were reaching a lot of people. There was a lot of good vibes in the chat on that as well. Definitely check it out if you haven't. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I got to figure out. I think we're going to figure out why people hate General Flynn today. I can't figure out what the hatred is. I don't think it's Q. I don't think it's QAnon. I don't think he's into QAnon. Keemstar says, 2015, I said all YouTubers that play Minecraft will get accused of sex crimes, guilty or not. Still true 9 years later. I don't know. I played a little bit of Minecraft, but I wasn't a YouTuber when I was playing Minecraft. Just played a little bit. Let's go through a little bit of our profile. It's going to be a relatively short stream tonight. I say that and it never is, but, you know, we'll try it out anyway. Let's start down here at the bottom for today. There was a lot of stuff today, chat. So last night before I went to bed, I posted this question. You guys will recognize the question. How do you defeat somebody who can turn skyscrapers into dust, completely erase whole neighborhoods in an afternoon, and steal a burning 777 midair? Someone who, when needed, has the complete control of all media and crafts a perception of events that has most of humanity eating from its hands. Because that's really the big question, right? Good day, Abs Orbed. Nice to see you, man. How do you defeat somebody that has that level of power, right? I don't know that you can. I don't think there's any easy answer to that. Hey, Gerald. Hopefully, did Bernie give you my email address? I hope he did, man. I was looking for an email from you. Somebody who has this much power, who has this much technology, like if you look through a lot of the messages here, a lot of them are about talking about it like we know, you know, having a slow turn plan, catching them. There's just not a lot, right? Like fixing, changing it from within, stuff like that. So, you know, the reality is that it's not going to be something we're going to resolve overnight with respect to that. We have to work at it, probably. It's going to take more than just the MH370 videos, although the MH370 videos will wake people up originally. The thing that bothers me the most is the idea of we're not going to get the families the answers that they want. They're not going to, as much as we want, we're not going to get those answers for the families. They're not going to admit to it, right? I did take one additional step, though. I called the DOD's media link. Stephen Greenstreet sent me a link to where you can get ask for an official comment from the Pentagon. And I called them up. I told them, hey, here's the situation. I got these videos. I want you guys to you know, give me let me know who I can contact to get a response. They gave me an email address. I sent an email earlier today. It's pretty much what you guys would expect. I don't think I need to read it on stream. I think you guys can kind of expect what I would have wrote already. I might post it, but I kind of don't want to post it until I get a response back from them. If they respond back saying they're not going to say anything, then I'll post what I sent. But it's basically like a rundown of the situation. It's pretty good. We posted the Philadelphia experiment thing. Didn't get as much traction as I thought. Although I guess like even getting 15,000 views is kind of a lot, right? I forget that when I used to be an account with like less than 1,000 followers, I would have killed for 15,000 views. Guys, I switched to live stream and there's nothing there. So, but the thing about this, which is wild with the Philadelphia experiment, and we'll do a follow-up at some point as well, is that Thomas Townsend Brown and Albert Einstein were working on this. Like, those are the smartest people on the planet. That's what gives it credibility to me. is that it was Thomas Townsend Brown, and this was before people knew who Thomas Townsend Brown really was, right? It's kind of like how we talk about Bob Lazar now versus talking about Bob Lazar in the 80s, right? And Albert Einstein, I mean, Albert Einstein is Albert Einstein, right? I mean, he's the guy who invented general relativity. So when you talk about this kind of stuff, this is the part where I think, like, this could have been when we first started figuring out how to teleport a plane, right? Or any object. They probably didn't even know what would happen. If you think about how this would go down, is the first time you do it, you're not going to teleport an object, or you are, but you're not going to expect it. You're going to be trying to do something else. They were trying to shield the object from radar, right? Which makes a lot of sense. That's what gives this a bit of credibility to me. And then I found this Mick West article. Somebody posted a screenshot of an article that it's a little too dark though, huh? Let me see if I can fix this. The ring light just sucks. Yeah. I don't know. We'll just have to do it. Yeah, it's whack, dude. It's whack. It's whack. It's whack, chat. It's whack. It doesn't even matter what angle I put it. It just doesn't fix the problem. Huh. Yeah. Whatever. We're going with the dark light tonight. Sorry. So somebody sent me this article, and it has let's switch the mood lighting to red. There we go. Let's get it dark up in this business. Maybe I'll just dim this one. There we go. Anyway, why is it green now? Oh, whoa, this one's... Oh, it's changing colors. What the hell? Okay, well, this is weird. Oh, what the hell? Is it flashing now? Damn. Chat, what the hell, chat? Okay. I think it's actually red this time. Okay, we turned it red for Mick West. I won't badmouth him anymore. But yeah, so anyway, somebody sent me this. He did an article in Skeptical Inquirer, like, about the whole thing. Like, this is the guy who has... How many times has he said he's not going to talk about the MH370x videos? Like 4 or 5 times, maybe more, honestly. Like, a lot of times he's said about it, right? And so I'm not even going to link to the whole thing, but I get near the bottom. And he says, so why bother? I'm going to do this in Mick West voice. So why bother? I didn't at first, but if we let things fester, they sometimes grow. This hoax wasn't worth addressing back in 2014 when it just had a few thousand views and most people thought it was a hoax. He probably didn't even know about it in 2014. What the hell is he talking about? But when it started to grow, get millions of views, things changed. If it's not addressed, then many thousands of people who might be prone to things such as QAnon or believing the election was stolen will get sucked into believing this. Isn't he British? Isn't he British, chat? And if they believe that the government can carry out and then cover up an event of this magnitude, then there's very little else they won't believe. This sounds like a dude who literally is on the government payroll. If they believe the government can carry out and then cover up an event of this magnitude, there's very little else they won't believe. Yeah, exactly. It's like he's almost there figuring out that the government's lying to him about everything and his whole world's a lie. This is literally insane. Like, literally insane. I actually couldn't believe he wrote this. This is literally cult nut job shit. Getting sucked into this via a harmless seeming interest in UFOs could lead to getting sucked into far more dangerous rabbit holes. What kind of ego, what kind of absolute nutter do you have to be to think that you know so much that you have to tell people what's right and wrong to believe? You would have to be an absolute psychopath nut job to write this. This is just crazy, dude. Literally crazy. I hope that the people that follow Mick West are watching this and read this, because you're in a cult, dude. This is what a cult is. I'm sitting here telling you I'm not trying to convince you what to believe at all and just presenting the evidence. And this guy's sitting here telling you not only does what he believes is true, but he's saving you from your own thoughts and ideas and saving you from thinking for yourself. And that he only got involved because it got millions of views. First of all, getting involved because something gets millions of views feels like you're threatened. Feels like your perspective is being threatened in that case. Why would the amount of views matter whatsoever? It goes to show you it was never about trying to get to the facts. It was about trying to cover it up, right? It's getting too many views. I have to try to hide that. Like, that's literally what a conspiracy is. Holy shit. This was like the most psychotic response I could have ever expected. Oh, he's definitely, guys, and I hope this doesn't offend anybody, because I know there's people out there that got the shot and you can do whatever you want with your body. Mick West is 100% vaxxed and boosted many times over. I guarantee it. Guarantee it. Sorry, but it's true. And so I say, I will remind Mick West that those videos show the true fate of 239 people in a situation where no plane was ever found. Not even a single piece of the plane from the most expensive search in human history. If they ever end up being declassified in the future, I will make sure everyone knows you tried to cover up their fate. Honestly, Skeptical Inquirer, I can't believe Skeptical Inquirer even ran with this. Skeptical Inquirer might have legal liability if these videos end up being true. If these videos end up being true, and I'm just saying, like, even if they aren't, right? Why would you even take the risk of publishing this? 239 people disappeared, and there's no one knows what really happened. And you're out here debunking two perfectly in sync videos that show the plane? If these videos are true, I hope Skeptical Inquirer gets sued into bankruptcy, because that's what absolutely should happen. The family should sue Skeptical Inquirer. They should sue Mick West for every penny that he has. Mick West should be charged with criminal conspiracy, and he should go to prison. Like, why is somebody this invested in proving something wrong that he doesn't believe in? This statement alone is damning, right? What he wrote here is extremely damning. This goes to show that for him, he's literally trying to cover it up because it got too much popularity, right? That's wild. No, Mick West will never be on Joe Rogan. He's too stupid. And it's not just a matter of being stupid. That's unfair to Mick West. He's a propagandist, right? You don't put propagandists on your podcast. Because like we saw, if you guys watched he went on Sean Hazlitt, who I like Sean Hazlitt, but I watched like about 5 seconds of it, and Sean Hazlitt doesn't even challenge him at all. Mick West is like, he gets asked like what he thinks happened. He's like, well, I think it was probably pilot suicide or a mechanical error. Okay, dude, where's the debris? Where's the debris field, man? That's the follow-up should be right away. How does a plane crash into the ocean without leaving a debris field? Right? That should be the follow-up to anybody. And then the question should be, okay, where did it crash? Where exactly? Point on the map where we didn't search, where you think it crashed, that's consistent with the supposed satellite pings. Just do that, right? I mean, that's the reality. Like, we don't know what happened to it because nothing makes any sense. So how can we rule out with certainty that these videos are fake because you just don't want to believe it? Where's the logic in that? It would be different if we found a debris field somewhere, right? If we found a giant debris field somewhere, the videos must be fake then. We found a debris field, right? We found the black boxes, but no, we didn't. We didn't find any of those things. Okay, enough ripping on Mick West. But I'm a little disappointed in Sean Hazlitt because I feel like he pushed back harder on me than he pushed back on Mick West. And he could have pushed back a lot harder on Mick West, in my opinion. Okay. Next thing. Now, this isn't really on topic. Let's switch to some better lighting. Some nicer lighting. Switch to a nice blue. Oh, it's a little bit dark with the blue, though, huh? A little bit dark. We'll just have to go with it for like this for now. Sorry that it just looks crappy with the ring lights. So it's no spoiler that Matt Kim is one of my favorite podcasters, right? I love this guy. I just think he's a super cool guy, really laid back. I wouldn't say that my politics exactly align with him, but I like people that are asking questions, that are normal people. And that's what Matt Kim is, right? So he actually went and did a podcast with Andrew Tate. It's 4 hours long. But the thing about Andrew Tate is that Andrew Tate's definitely being suppressed because of probably his past, for sure. And I don't think he's a role model in any way, shape, or form. I don't think people should look up to him in that perspective. But I do think that he has insights into the government and their corruption. So this is why I promoted this. I retweeted it. Also, I want to be retweeting content from other people that I like and promoting their content that's out there. That's how people will promote our stuff as well. But I just think that that's a good use of however many, almost 80,000 followers that we have, is highlighting stuff that I think people should be taking a look at. And yes, as you can see from the right here, I do follow Andrew Tate now, but that's not really because I am a big supporter. It's more so just that he's a big influencer, and I follow all the big influencers that are out there, regardless of their political persuasion. So some people got mad, and of course people are going to get mad, right? Like, I don't like him, blah, blah, blah. You shouldn't be associated with him, blah, blah, blah. Somebody got mad at me today because I supported General Flynn in a reply. Guys, one thing I want you guys to learn, if you learn anything from this, okay, even more important than teleportation, is that the world is not black and white. The world is not black and white, guys. The world is shades of gray. It's not as simple as the good guys and the bad guys. It's a lot more blurred than that. And what I would want to teach everybody out there is that we can't just not listen to people because we don't like them, right? Judge people based on the stuff they say. You can judge them based on their actions, absolutely. And even people that we disagree with, right? Even people like Vladimir Putin. We should still listen to what he has to say so that we can get a more informed perspective. So that we don't just hear one side of the story. We should hear both sides of the story, right? And I still have to get the last few podcasts uploaded on my Spreaker. You can find my podcast on every single audio thing that's out there, including Apple as well as Spotify. Just Google Hard Truths and Ashton Forbes, and you should be able to find it, Eve. I'll try to post a link for you guys later. So that's why I posted the Andrew Tate thing. Take it or leave it. If you don't like him, whatever, don't watch. That's fine. I'm going to continue to be myself, and the reality is a lot of the stuff that I retweet is probably going to be considered right-wing. Not that I really necessarily consider myself right-wing, but I'm probably leaning more towards that than I used to be. It's more so just that, you know, we live in a world, at least right now, the political landscape is that the left wing seems in the United States to control the country, and they control the message. And in general, I think that whoever controls the message has usually got propaganda that they're running, right? So it's not supposed to be divided in that sense, but that's just the way that it is right now. And on Twitter as well, it happens to lean right for sure. So I hope that nobody gets offended by it. If you don't like it, feel free to just ignore it. Okay, Joshua says, Yeah, and the other thing too is that the people that have interviewed me are people like Alex Jones and Tim Pool, who are, you know, pretty decidedly on the right wing side as well. And Matt Kim, who's a, you know, ardent Trump supporter. You know, that's fine. I'm certainly not against that. Like I've told you guys, I'm probably going to end up voting for either RFK or Trump. I'm not really sure. I'm pretty divided on it in general. If you want to know my true opinion, you want to know my politics, I probably lean much closer to RFK's politics. But the reality of how the world works is that there's really only two parties that have a chance. And if I vote for RFK, then that's taking a vote away from Trump, probably. So I don't know. I'm still kind of tossed up in the air on it, is the truth of it. Yeah, so that's the thing that James gets. If it's a swing state, my state is technically a swing state. My state could go either way, theoretically. So that's the part where it's like voting for RFK would be idealistic. But at the same time, if I want to change the power structure in this country, then I would go the other way with it. Now, is Trump going to really change everything? I don't know. He was already president once, but the truth is that I think Biden screwed up with COVID, and not just with COVID, but screwed up with allowing everybody to be paid for not working. That's what led to the massive inflation that we've faced. And the thing about the inflation that we've faced is that it hurts the lower class the most. When prices of food doubles, I literally watched price of food double in the last 4 years, right? When the price of food doubles, this creates a situation, and I should switch to full screen face. When the price of food doubles, this creates a situation where the poorest people suffer the most, right? And that's the problem I have with the current administration right now, is that gas, food, everything that hurts the poorest people the most has gone up the most. Sucks. Okay. Let's go back to the okay, so now you guys know my politics. Feel free to judge me as you see fit. Oh, no, one more thing. I'm going to address too. So I made a comment that was mostly tongue-in-cheek. If you don't know what tongue-in-cheek means, it means it's kind of like a cheeky joke kind of situation about wanting Putin to be our president more than our current president. And I'm going to go ahead and double down on that. I stand by that. I absolutely think that Putin would be a better president than Joe Biden is right now. If he was an American president. I don't mean I don't want Russia to control us. I just mean that Putin's more capable. And people are going to go, oh, well, Putin's had people killed or whatever. Yeah, well, Joe Biden put a bunch of people in jail for a riot and then convince the whole world that it was an insurrection. So it's not like you got the moral high ground there in any way, shape, or form. I think that to think that the United States hasn't killed people to keep stuff quiet is a little bit silly in my opinion. So, yeah, I think that if we had somebody as capable as Putin, he probably would be a better president for us right now. He's smart as hell. Let's be honest. I mean, he's done some horrible crap. That's for sure, right? But he's definitely smarter. He certainly doesn't have as much dementia as our current president does. I mean, our current president can't even get a sentence out correctly while ice cream is spilling down on his face. Like, I mean that in the most neutral way possible, right? Like, we need to can our president at least be like, not like in a old folks home kind of situation? Can we get somebody who at least can like spit a sentence out? And it's crazy because I used to be like anti-Trump probably like 8 years ago, right? Because I thought that, the perspective that Trump will give the world, and let me see if I can turn the volume should be good. The perspective that Trump will give the world is that we are like a joke, right? But then we go and get Biden, and Biden is like handicapped basically, right? Like, dude can't even walk upstairs, and it's just like that. This is even worse. So, okay, there you guys go. Feel free to go ahead and rag on me or whatever you guys want. I threw my opinions out there. I would vote for JFK, John F. Kennedy Jr., like 1,000,000 times out of 1,000,000. Was he a Democrat? He was a Democrat, right? Yeah. 100%. 100%. And what will happen too, this is what I predict, okay, is that there will be so the way politics works is it's cyclical, right? So we will have another person that comes out, I think that probably Trump will be president next. And then I hope we get somebody who's like a real liberal, like a real classical liberal, not one that's like this new neoliberalism that's like all woke crap, right? The thing is, there's so many people that are against the woke stuff. And I think that what will happen is there'll be a slingshot back against that. That's one thing I highly agree with Shane, UFO Shane on, is the woke stuff. I think the woke stuff is dead, right? The woke stuff is killing Disney. It killed Bud Light, and it's like, it's not a matter of not respecting people. Like, I absolutely respect LGBTQ, if people want to be gay, who they want to sleep with, if people want to pretend like they're a woman when they're a man. I really, really don't care. I don't care about any of that. Go nuts, right? It's the part where they make movies and then every character in the movie has to be trans or minority or whatever, right? Like, that's pushing it too far. It's not a matter of not respecting those things. It's that you force them in a way that doesn't feel organic, right? Where you're like, oh, everything needs to be a marginalized person, right? It's like, okay, that's just like, it kind of kills it. What I want is just a good story, right? When I watch TV and watch movies, I just want a good story. I don't need everybody to be a marginalized person, right? Like, it seems simple, but somehow it's not. And that's what's killing the Democrat Party right now, is this idea that, like, we have to fall over ourselves to, and the part that's the worst part is that most of those people don't give a crap about those marginalized people. They just want the perception that they care, right? They want the perception that they care about the marginalized people. They want other people to know that they care, right? And that's what just is, that's the part I hate about it, right? If these people were out there and they were on the streets helping people, helping homeless people, helping people that are marginalized every day, I'd be like, okay, you're a good person, right? But they're not. They're not out there doing that. They're just on the internet saying how much they care when they really don't. That's what I hate. So at some point, I think there'll be a slingshot back where someone on the left will come out and go, I'm against all this woke crap, but I'm still there for, like, helping the homeless people and helping people that need that assistance, but really being a truthful person. And I think that that's when we will get, like Kimberly's saying, like the ghost of JFK to come back, right? So, okay. Kinsey. Thank you very much, Kinsey Sensei. Appreciate you. Based AF, he says. Okay, so I just went off on my politics right there for you guys. Feel free to judge as it makes you see fit. If anyone is offended by that and doesn't want to follow me anymore, well, there you go. You don't have to. That's fine. End of the day, all I really care about is revealing technology that will help out millions of people. Hopefully that will help out all the 670,000 homeless people that we have out there, right? Yeah, James, I think you're right. Conservatives want to help homeless people too. In fact, I would say that probably a lot of the charities that do help out homeless people are religious, that are conservative. Absolutely. 100%. 100%. Yeah, I would consider myself independent, but I don't like calling myself independent because everybody calls themselves independent, right? So, we'll see. We'll see what happens, chat. Yeah, one last thing is Bucking Fuffaloos 69, good name. The reality is that a lot of homeless people, it's not that they don't want help, it's that they have mental issues. A lot of the homeless people out there have mental issues, and so it makes it very difficult to help them. I've tried personally. And when you see mental illness of that degree face to face, it's alarming. It's really alarming. And it's disheartening because you don't know what you can do. Like, we need like support structures that aren't simply throwing money at the problem. We need people that are actually trying to help. Right? Yeah, true mental illness, guys. If you guys want to know what true mental illness is that I was helping a homeless person, trying to help him get on his feet, driving him around to places, and he was a young guy. early 20s. And I'm in the car with him, and I'm like, hey, where do you want me to take you? And he's like, I don't know. And I'm like, well, just point somewhere on the map. And his response was, well, I don't believe in maps. And I'm like, well, what do you mean you don't believe in maps? Like, you don't believe, like, the maps work? And he's like, no, I just don't believe they exist. And I'm like, okay, yeah. And then you realize, like, it's a much bigger problem, right? There's a lot of people that are just, like, vagabonds that are, drifting around, right? And it's tough, man. I would say that there's a lot of people out there that don't want to be homeless, right? But it's a lot more difficult a situation than simply throwing money at the problem, right? Is that they need to be able to have the capability to take care of themselves, and a lot of them don't. And that's part of the reason why the technology will help, right? Is that if we have free energy, then we can do all kinds of stuff to be able to house people, even if it's just a matter of building a shelter where they can stay warm, a safe location where they can stay warm, right? A lot of times that's all that, that's more than nothing, right? And here's the thing I'd say about drugs as well. Okay, we're going back on our rants, guys. This is going to be a politics stream. I guess I have to be careful about what I say here. When you have a security clearance, you have to be careful what you say. What I'd say is this, is that people can get off drugs. It's not a situation where once you're on drugs that you're stuck on drugs for the rest of your life. A lot of people just need a purpose, right? And when you find a purpose, then, the need for the drugs is like, for a lot of people, it's something that keeps them busy, something that keeps them occupied, right? It becomes a habit. And if you give them something else to focus on, something that gives them a purpose in life, then you don't need the drugs anymore, right? And that's what I think how we can help people that are homeless, that are on drugs or whatever. Parish B, I did see the 60 Minutes thing. We already posted a couple clips from the 60 Minutes thing. The main ones being the ATSB director and I forget the guy's name. The guy was like part of the search, and they both mentioned how they thought they were searching in the wrong spot. And they also mentioned how they most likely will not be another search. And I think that was pretty telling, right? Because from that perspective, it seems like there's no appetite for another search, even though you've got literally people saying that they know where it was within like a 20 square kilometer distance. That's not very big. You should be able to send down a sub or something, right, and figure it out, or even sonar or anything, right? So I'd say that the 60 Minutes piece was pretty garbage. I mean, the fact that they're giving airtime to a guy that has like a bar story about pulling up a wing in a 20-foot long, or how long was the boat? Less than 60 feet long boat. He didn't pull up a 100-foot long wing in a 60-foot boat, guys. I think it might even be smaller than that. So it's kind of absurd. No, they didn't mention any orbs in that. They didn't even mention the fire scenario, which is pretty dog shit, frankly. Sorry to swear. Yeah, and you can still like to smoke or whatever you want to do. I assume you're talking about injecting marijuanas or whatever it is. What I would say for people that do drugs, like drugs, is I'm not telling you that, stop all the drug use you do or whatever, although you probably should, but do everything in moderation, right? You'll reach a point where you realize that your drug use is becoming problematic, right? Where it's becoming a habit, habitual. And if that's the case, you've moved beyond the situation where it's moderate. It's in moderation anymore. If you're able to do anything in moderation, you're fine. Even the alcohol, like I've been drinking like one martini every night, right? But I even have to be careful about it because I don't want to get to a situation where I'm drinking too much, And even one drink a night might be too much, honestly. I don't know. Less is more. It's definitely true. And to that, I'll say cheers. Okay, I'll tell you. No, I'm not going to tell any stories. I have a security clearance, guys. I don't do drugs, obviously. That's my official story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, let's see if we got any good questions here. Ashton, what is the best rebuttal you've seen so far in terms of convincing you? Mick West is just comical. Okay, that's a good question, Anonymous. And this is the question that I would also ask Mick West, or that people should ask, is what is the best evidence that he thinks that the videos are real? That's what I would want to know from Mick West. And any debunkers that are out there as well. What is the best evidence that the videos are real? Yeah, no, I agree. Alcohol is probably worse than the marijuanas are, for sure. Marihooches. Best evidence for the videos being fake. I certainly don't think it's any random VFX that one-day-old Reddit accounts found. That does not feel right at all. The best debunk in general is the cloud debunk, for sure, the cloud picture debunk. And not because the clouds match, but because there's any story that you use to counter it just makes you look more conspiratorial, right? This is why the cloud debunk was so effective. Is that, first of all, most people that are not in tune with the investigation, that don't know about the fact that you would need 3D effects or a 3D render environment, are going to look at the clouds and go, the clouds match, that's the end of story, right? And that's what the Redditors do as well, because they don't look at the totality of the evidence and go, yeah, well, you need a 3D rendered environment in order to get the two videos that line up in the way that they line up. Like, you're not just doing this with a 2D picture and then just being like, oh, okay, now here it is right here, I think. I mean, look, the clouds line up, right? Like, so the first cloud right here, that first cloud is most likely this one back here, because the drone is over here and this is like above this cloud and this drone is higher up. So it's probably looking at this cloud in the background. And then the second cloud is right there. This cloud right here. This second one's really easy to tell. Like, this is the same cloud, right? Right here. That's that cloud right there. That's that cloud. No doubt, that's that cloud. So this right here is proof that you need a 3D rendered environment, right? This right here is absolute proof. And this rules out 2D assets. But it's still the best debunk, even though you've ruled that out, because A, normal people don't see just logic like that. And the second thing is that now what kind of counter argument, like how do you fake this 2D picture? The way you fake this 2D picture is that you the person's either in on it, which is the owner of the website and maybe even Jonas himself, or the other option is that the CIA planted the picture on the cloud on that person's website, or planted it onto the hard drive or the location wherever the other pictures were stored, right? Those are the two ways. And no matter how you look at it, that's a tough sell for any CNN brain people, right? No matter what. Now, conspiracy-minded people have no problem believing in it, but those people believed in the videos anyway, right? So that's why that's the best debunk for sure, even though I think it's pretty easy to logically refute. Now, in terms of the best argument against the videos overall, though, I mean, that's the thing. There really isn't a great one. That's the reason why I think the videos are so compelling. If somebody had presented a really strong argument, like the strongest arguments would be if we found the plane. Even if we found the plane without a black box, that would be really strong. And if somebody came out that had credible evidence for why they were the hoaxer, for the record, that Joe guy, is his name Lancaster? I don't know what his last name is. By the way, he's been fully discredited. He claimed apparently that he uploaded the video to a location that didn't even exist in 2014. So that's the end of his claim. And I hope he comes out and admits that he was lying, because if not, like, that's just super, super scumbag. Like, he's using his real name and he's lying about having made these videos, and his story doesn't add up at all and has now been like, and I'm hearing this secondhand, so if I'm wrong and this isn't him, then I apologize. But from what I've heard is that he claimed that he uploaded some website that didn't even exist until 2015. So that's the end of his claim right there. I mean, he didn't have any evidence anyway, but when you get caught lying like that, now you look like a total scumbag. Like, to the degree where, like, if that's his real name, people should be wary of hiring him, If you are willing to go lie on the internet like that about what happened to 239 people in some videos, like, I would not hire you for my business, right? Like, how could you be trusted? If you're that dishonest of a person, or you have some kind of mental illness or something where you have to go around lying on the internet about having made some videos, like, that's a big red flag. So Joe Lancaster, if you're out there, I just suggest you do the right thing and you admit you lied about having made the videos. That's a super psychotic thing to lie about, so that people know that you're not a nut job or whatever. So, and if other people are in touch with him, I definitely recommend you get in touch with him and let him know that as well. Wild stuff. Let me think though. What is the best? What's the best debunk? Yeah, it's certainly not the Pyromania VFX, because all this stuff checks out scientifically and it just doesn't make any sense. Like, it seems like the debunkers are saying that they like pick and chose different frames from the Pyromania, and they can't even tell if the various frames from the Pyromania VFX were even around in 2014 or if they were added on later when they upgraded it. And that they had to like pull out the ring from one of the frames into the other frame. Like, that's just this way, way too illogical, man. If you're using VFX, you're not going through all that effort. The whole point of stock effects is that you don't have to go through all that effort. Otherwise, you just create it yourself. I mean, I can create a VFX and just make a ring, right? And then add some edges to it. I don't need to take some other VFX and painstakingly move all the pixels around and change the shadows and switch all the stuff around. So yeah, there isn't any great ones. I'm trying to think what else is out there. The frame matching one is super bad because the frames just don't even match. Like, that's just bizarre. The jittery contrails one, not good either, because it's just because of the stabilization software, and there's two videos, so we can tell there's no jitteriness, but it's just the camera's just shaking. Like, the camera's shaking accurately too. It's actually quite the opposite. So yeah, I mean, I guess, it sounds a little bit, may sound a little egotistical, but I just don't think that there's a lot of very powerful ones. I guess the cloud picture is probably by far the best, just based on what I said before. Even the wreckage, like, so I would guess I would have thought that the wreckage could be the debris that they found could have been the best debunk, but the problem is the debris was found 3,000 miles away, guys. Let's look at it on a globe real quick. Like, Google. Wait, what the hell? Reunion Island. I think this is the Reunion Island. We're going to zoom out. Look at how far away this is. And I think they found some in South Africa as well. I could be incorrect. Look at how far away this is from where the plane supposedly crashed over here. This is where the plane supposedly crashed, somewhere over here on like an arc like this. And so even if it crashed down here, why did the debris not wash up on the coast of Australia? Oh, all the debris washed over 3,000 miles over this way? 3,000 miles just floating around in the ocean. And it floated all the way over here. The crazy part is, here's a closer location. It's called Diego Garcia Military Base. Hey, look, there's Malaysian Airlines Flight 370 right there. I like how literally got a picture of Malaysian Airlines Flight 370 literally on Diego Garcia Military Base. My favorite troll, period. 295 reviews. I kind of want to read some reviews, chat. I don't know why some people came up to me and asked if this place is in Beijing. Guys, you boarded the flight to the British territory Diego Garcia, right? Anyway, they didn't look so pleased with this place. No idea why. The MH370 tour is amazing. I'd give it 6 stars if I could. I saw MH370 land here. It was almost unbelievable. Guys, have you ever seen a place get trolled this hard? Ever? Have you ever seen a place get trolled this hard? I don't think so. This is definitely a bot right here. This is a bot. This is definitely a bot, 100%. Total bot. So anyway, that's much closer to Reunion Island than way over here somewhere. Thousands and thousands of miles away. So the debris, like, I don't know, just... The debris is kind of nonsensical. And even if some of the currents would lead over there, some of the debris would have washed ashore in Australia. Some of the debris would have washed ashore in Australia. It's absurd to think that no debris washed ashore on Australia, but we think the plane crashed somewhere over here by Australia. Which is absurd. No debris at all. Not one piece found in Australia. Not one. Okay. Did I miss any questions and comments? Ooh, the Mothman? You saw the Mothman? Dogman? Smoking Dogman? Is that from the Skinwalker Ranch? I have no idea. Dogman is the best cryptid? Maybe. Yeah, why didn't they hear it crash? Yeah, I mean, you guys can watch the podcast I did tonight. The podcast I did tonight with the Alphavets was super good. I kind of need a co-host for my podcast, I feel like, right? It's nicer when you have another person. Yeah. No, yeah, you definitely can't. You can't just walk into Diego Garcia. Ooh, Dogman deep dive. I kind of want to know about the Dogman. Oh, well, were we going to Google something, chat? And I've already forgotten. Anyway, okay, so last thing is that Jonathan Scott here. We had already figured this out in September, but I forgot about it. But you can see this is weird. Why would Regicide Anon say, video seems to show airliner, large twin engine, maybe Boeing 777 question mark, being followed by 3 unidentifiable spherical orbs for a short time. Then airliner and orbs vanish. Perhaps destroyed question mark, transported question mark, conjecture. That does not sound like somebody who faked some videos. That is not what you say if you fake the videos. If you fake these videos, you go, watch this sweet video of orbs teleporting the plane to Diego Garcia or some craziness like that, right? You would make some outlandish statement. You're not going to make some questionable, like kind of not sure statement, right? Especially if you call it satellite video, airliner, and UFOs. To me, this is pretty damning proof that Regicide Anon was not the creator of these videos. And if Regicide Anon was not the creator of these videos, then received March 12th, 2014 is very damning. This is why the debunkers don't want to say that Regicide Anon made these videos. This is why the debunkers want to argue that I made the videos and that I'm Regicide Anon. Because they can't figure out why else Regicide Anon wouldn't have come forward, why the hoaxer would not have come forward. In the minds of the skeptics and the debunkers, the most logical argument is I must be the hoaxer. That's the only reason in their minds why a hoaxer hasn't come forward, which I can see it. I can see that argument. I can see how that's the most logical because the other argument is the videos are real. Spoiler alert, I'm not Regicide Anon. Double spoiler alert, I did not make the videos. So there you go. Pretty weird. Anyway, this was a good post. Here's the link to the video for the stream tonight. I'll post it here. Did this really have 1,000 viewers concurrently tonight? Okay. Damn, they must be getting paid. What is this going on? What is this guy doing? How do you know how many viewers have seen it? Is that this? 6,000 people have already seen it? Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot for only ending like 2 hours ago. That's a lot of viewers. These guys get a lot of viewers, dude. I'm going to make a post here. A++++. Okay, sweet. Pin that bad boy. Yeah, that one was really good. That's a lot of viewers, man. Wow. Be interesting if you get audited by the IRS this year. Especially because I made like a little bit of money off of YouTube and Twitter. Like, I've got to make sure I report that money correctly and pay taxes on it. I feel like they're going to be looking at my taxes with a fine-tooth comb this year. What do you guys think? Ashton, you forgot to report your $500 you made on Twitter this year. I'm like, God damn it. Just for the record, yeah, the amount of money I've made from social media is inconsequential compared to the amount of money I make from my real job, by the way. Just in case anyone's curious, which apparently there was somebody who came into our Discord when I opened it up and was spamming that Ashton Forbes has made $100,000 from the MH370 videos. Dude, if I had made $100,000 from these videos, I would have quit my job. I would have quit my job and done this full time. If I make $100,000 from these videos or from social media at all, like, okay, I'm done, man. I'm done. Yeah, it will be interesting. I'm actually worried about getting my security clearance renewed. I think I have to do it pretty soon, too, actually. I'm a little bit worried. A little bit worried, chat. The good news is there's a backup plan. If my security clearance gets revoked, like, my company would have to like get me a different job doing something else that wouldn't require my security clearance. So it wouldn't be the end of the world. It would just be the end of the project that I'm on, probably. So I'm not super worried about it. The other nice thing is not people in my job don't really take this that seriously, which is I'm happy about. Like, I don't have debunkers at my job like coming after me. Imagine if my boss was like a debunker and he's like, "You're lying about the videos. You're hurting the families." Nah, he's not. Melbourne radar had their radar turned off that night? Of course they did. Of course they did, man. Okay, what's your explanation for the backtracking on the recent revelation that the videos were fake? I haven't seen it explained clearly. So yeah, I've made several posts about it, Lucas. I didn't really backtrack. I just said that I couldn't deny that the clouds seemed to match in the pictures. So this is the part where I just kind of mentioned it, that the cloud debunk's probably still the best debunk at this point. Guys, let's not rip on Lucas. He's not aware. So I mentioned this previously, but I'm going to say it again, is that the next morning, so I woke up and this debunk came out like middle of the night. And I woke up in the morning, everybody is spamming me with it. They all want to know my opinion. Every debunker on the whole planet has retweeted it. Hundreds of thousands of views. Kim.com calls me up in the morning. I have like a 2-hour call with him in the morning. Actually, I don't know if it was 2 hours, but it was at least an hour. He's like, "I want to pay this guy the bounty." And I'm like, "Dude, you're going to pay this guy $100,000 for supposedly having taken these pictures? Doesn't even prove that he wasn't the hoaxer or anything." And I'm like, come on, man. Like, the bounty was for somebody to come forward as the hoaxer with the assets. And so he and I agree that he'll offer him $100,000 or $10,000 instead. He wants to give him $10,000 just for having taken the pictures. So he wants me to get him in touch with Jonas. I get him in touch with Jonas. We have a 3-way call. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, at this point, I'm like, okay, like Kim.com, I'll even say some more stuff that I've never told anyone. Kim.com basically offered me a job. And he's like, look, if you don't come out against these cloud pictures, you're not going to have any credibility. And he's like, if you come out against the cloud pictures, like, I have this other case for you related to the copyright lawsuit the United States government has against me. And maybe you can help me out with that. I can pay you really well. He basically offered me a job. Right? And it was pretty sketchy. And I felt very pressured then based on that information to come out and make the statement that I made. And I made that statement like 10 in the morning. Maybe a little bit later, but it's somewhere around then. Like right after I talked to Kim.com. And it hurt me to write that out. And that's why I wrote it very carefully about saying, like, I can't dismiss the fact that these cloud pictures match, etc. And then later that night, I'm sitting there thinking about, because we do the 3-way call with Jonas, And Kim.com tells me to record it. And so I do record it because I'm like, that's a really good idea. I wish I had recorded the other call I had with Jonas as well. And so I record the call. And there was a couple parts that really stuck out to me. One is when he gets offered the money, and Kim.com actually says he's the one that comes up with the affidavit. And this is the reason why I don't necessarily think Kim.com set me up. But if Kim.com didn't offer the affidavit, then I would definitely think Kim.com set me up. And he still might have. But he asked Jonas to sign the affidavit saying that there's nothing wrong with the pictures and that he really took them. And Jonas, you can tell right away when he gets offered, he gets kind of sketched out by it. You can tell right away. I've got the video. I can pull it up. I've already posted it. And I'm like, whoa, because if he offered me $10,000, I'm, give it to me right. And Kim.com wanted to pay him right there and then on the spot. He's like, give me your Bitcoin address or whatever. I'm going to send you the 10,000 in Bitcoin right now. Like right then and there on the call. I'm like, shit. I'm like, dude, I'll take 10,000. Like, fuck, man. And then he's like, oh, yeah, no, I would probably do it, but I don't have a Bitcoin account, blah, 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 and saying all that stuff about he doesn't have a Bitcoin account. But then he reveals the real spammer, because then Kim.com's pressing him on. He's like, oh, this is a conspiracy-minded community. And for the record, I have the video of all this. I still have it. So if anyone doubts this, I can post it if necessary. I just have chosen not to. He's like, we have a very conspiracy-minded community. We need to have proof or whatever. And I'm trying to think here. Sorry. Oh, so then he says, well, who could have could we have figured out who bought the cloud pictures? Because Jonas knows the owner of the website. He admits he knows him. And he's like, well, that would be probably in violation of his privacy. And Kim.com's like, well, we're not asking for the names of the people. We just want to know how many people bought them. Right. And of course that never happened. This has been months later and that never happened. Right. And then Jonas says, well, the website used to get pirated all the time by, torrent people. And then I went, whoa, that's interesting, because that's when I realized we could search for the torrents and then try to find the pictures in the torrents. And so that was when I had thought right away that I'm like, something's sketchy about this. I was already had a really bad feeling about what was going down. There's something did not feel right about it. And then what was the other thing I was going to mention? I'm trying to remember. Oh, and then Kim also asks about the email, because Jonas says it, because we ask him, how did you find out about this situation? How did you find out about this at all? Because Jonas had already made a debunk video the previous night or whatever, or that day. And I had warned him not to. I said, you're getting yourself involved in something. And when I told him that, I was thinking about Julian Dory and Danny Jones, how those people had such a huge negative backlash for how they had treated me. And I was like, this dude, if he comes out and makes a debunk video in just an hour after receiving some anonymous email, people are going to eviscerate him. And that's what's happened. People have been going after Jonas, even though I told them not to, because it's sketchy as heck. Super sketchy. And so then Jonas tells us the story, and it's so sketchy. He's like, yeah, I got this random email from an anonymous burner email account called just thought you should know at proton.me. That was literally, if we were to pull it up, it was something just like that. Just thought you should know. Somebody makes an anonymous email account to email Jonas and tell him where to find the pictures, because Jonas didn't even know where to find the pictures, and tells Jonas that he should make a debunk. I don't know if he directly told him to make the debunk video, or if Jonas just thought that it was a good idea. But either way, that's where I'm sitting there, and I'm in this three-way call, and I'm going, this doesn't make any sense at all. This is so sketchy, especially because a 6-day-old Reddit account is the one that claimed to have found the cloud picture. 6-day-old Reddit account claims to have found the cloud picture. Not just 6-day-old Reddit account that claims to have found the cloud picture, but one that admits that they were upset because I dunked on their favorite YouTuber, the Corridor Crew, in the Danny Jones interview, which I did. Those guys are idiots. They're morons, absolute morons. Anyone who follows the Corridor Crew, I question your IQ. I literally question your IQ. Go watch their videos of them splicing cartoons while they sit on a couch and tell me that you think you're an intelligent person, right? So there was definitely some sketchiness at play. And I reached out to that person. That person refused to tell me what their real identity was while they were on their burner Reddit account, right? So this is the reason why I came out later that night and I made the post called Hail Mary. And the Hail Mary post was called I basically said, let's find the torrents. Because if we find the torrents and we find that the pictures have been manipulated in the torrent, game over. That would prove the videos are real. That would prove that the CIA or somebody else had manipulated the pictures to try to debunk the videos. That didn't happen. Instead, we found two different torrents, one from 2014 and one from 2018. Both should have had the pictures in them. Neither had the pictures in them. Neither of them did. The pictures have never been proven to exist before 2016. 2016 is as far back as they even go on the Wayback Machine. Those pictures don't exist. Those pictures don't even reverse image search back to the website. If you even search them right now, they will reverse image search back to Reddit. They won't reverse image search back to the website even now. Big red flags for me. Not to mention that they have an update date on them, December 6, 2023. Why is there an update date on 11-year-old pictures? And why is the update date December 6, 2023? So, when we didn't find the pictures in two different torrents, I deleted my post. Because that was the part where I said, nope, this is too sketchy. Jonas came out the next day, and he was telling tons of people that he never agreed to sign an affidavit, never agreed to the $10,000. And I'm just going, what? I'm like, I've got this dude on video saying that he would. And he didn't know he was recorded. He did not know he was recorded either, chat. I never told him I was recording that, so hopefully that doesn't get me in trouble. But he never knew that he was being recorded. And he's going out there telling everybody that he never agreed to take the money, never agreed to the affidavit. I'm just like, whoa, he's burying himself, right? Burying himself. And I was going to let it go. Like, I didn't want to ruin this guy. Like, I didn't know if he was in on it or being used or if this was I didn't know what was going on, right? So he's sitting there adamantly telling people that he never agreed to it. So I just go pull up the video. I clip the part where he says, yep, I'll agree to it, blah, 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 no problem. And I just post that, right? And I try to post it with as much context as possible. And at the same time, multiple people had emailed me stuff. People dug through all of Jonas's past because he had a bunch of videos out there apparently where he did like interviews with people. And in one of them, he's literally admitting that he was what was it, guys? Photo manipulation expert. I don't know if that's the exact words. I may be taking it slightly out of context. And if you guys go back to my stream, which I think is still up there, I was very careful because I didn't want to defame him. So I posted the whole clip in context. And it's damning. And then there's another one of him literally manipulating clouds in the background of a picture. And he's an expert. He is flying through it, doing it super quickly. And he's shading the clouds to make it blend in. And he's doing it within seconds, right? So I just post those clips. Do they discredit him? Absolutely. But those are clips that are out there, right? It's not me being deceptive at all. I posted the full clips. And then I posted the full links to the full interview just so that people were 100% sure that I wasn't taking them out of context, right? So that's the reason why, if you guys want to know about the whole story there, if somebody wanted to hear it all, why I came back out against the whole situation related to, the clouds must match. And so then JK Philly fan asked, why don't you tell Joe Rogan this? So good question. So Joe Rogan reached out to me a couple weeks ago. I doubt he follows me still anymore. I'm pretty sure that bridge is super burnt. I'm sure it's pretty burnt. Whenever you have some super drama come up where you have to reveal your DMs about a podcaster, that's not a good sign generally. So I do want to apologize to Joe Rogan. I think he's the best podcaster on the planet. I really, really do. I think he's the best podcaster on the planet. I'm a huge fan of him. But the reason why I didn't tell Joe Rogan the whole story is because I don't want to convince him, man. I don't want to try to convince Joe Rogan. Like, trying to convince him, to me, feels like a deceptive play. I want Joe Rogan to want to believe in it. If Joe Rogan wants to talk to me, I hope that he would see past disinformation that's spread on Reddit specifically. Nothing on Reddit should ever be taken seriously. Reddit is a total lost cause. There's very little truth that's spread on Reddit. And if he's the kind of person that he's going to believe a Reddit post, then the reality is he's not the right platform for us, right? That's the reality of it. Now, the second part as well is I did try to convince him. It's not like I tried to convince him. I just gave him my counter argument, right? And I haven't revealed those DMs, but I did tell him that I've been on a bunch of podcasts. I didn't think the Danny Jones thing was very fair. And I gave him the argument. I think I gave him the argument. I'd have to go look for why I didn't think the cloud debunk was there, that the cloud debunk didn't hold up to scrutiny. And he didn't respond after that, right? He saw the Danny Jones interview and linked it to me. He didn't say anything else, but just linked me the Danny Jones YouTube channel. And then the last post I sent to him was the letter to Ashton Forbes, and I said, "Hey man, I hope you'll." What I told him as well is, if I understand why you don't feel comfortable talking to me, but I hope that you would talk to some other engineers that know this stuff is there. And I sent him the letter to Ashton Forbes. I said, "Here's this letter that posted on a YouTube channel. That is the weirdest thing that's ever happened to me." There you go. And that was the last message that I ever sent to Joe Rogan. So now the reason, why don't I care? Why didn't I not try to convince him harder? It's not just because I didn't want to try to convince him. Yeah, clearly what happened was that Jamie Vernon Googled it and said debunked. That's what happened, right? We're just going to be honest. I'm 100% sure that's what happened. And the reason for that is because that's what I heard happened with Malcolm Bendall as well, right? So Jamie Vernon is most likely his gatekeeper. Jamie Vernon has 100% Reddit brain. I'm certain of it. That's just the reality. I've never met Jamie Vernon, but I'm sure that's what happened. 100% sure. Because we were basically booked, guys. I have the emails from the booking agent. Like, we had a date scheduled already. Like, we were booking travel. Like, it was like a done deal. And then I get the email back saying, "Oh, I got to put this on pause," right? And then Joe Rogan replies back, whatever. Still cool to have talked to Joe Rogan, right? Still cool to talk to Joe Rogan. Okay, Kreishley, but why didn't Jonas provide the raw files that were corroborated? So raw files mean nothing. That's the reality of it. First of all, you can convert files into raw files, just like you can manipulate metadata. And you can upscale videos using AI or pictures using AI within seconds. Somebody actually proved it. I'd have to dig through my bookmarks, but somebody was able to upscale cloud pictures within under 1 minute. AI tools are extremely powerful. Now, you may come back and say, well, how powerful were AI tools in 2016, right? And I would say that's a good question. And that's why, if you are asked my honest opinion, which I always will give you, is that for someone to pull off the cloud picture debunk, it would have to be the intelligence community. It would have to be state-sponsored. It doesn't feel like the type of thing that, like, Jonas or somebody is just coming up with on their own, right? I'm very skeptical to think that Jonas was malicious in the attempts. It takes too much effort. But in addition to that, if you guys look up the Vault 7 leaks, the NSA and the CIA have more hacking tools than you guys could possibly imagine. They can listen to my smart TV that's right over here and listen to my conversations right now, most likely. I don't know if that actually has a microphone, but they can hack everything. Everything can be hacked super, super easily. They would be the only ones in my mind that in 2016 would have had the AI capabilities to pull that off. Now, they could have planted the pictures later on. I don't know. I have no idea. Somebody in our Discord, I'm not going to name them out of respect, did though say that it's very possible that they've worked in VFX and that they wouldn't be surprised if Jonas had done manipulation work for the government as a contractor. Again, this is just speculation. I don't necessarily think I believe all that, but it does seem interesting just given the information and interactions I've had. The only thing that sketched me out about Jonas was how he had his passport, old passport, and old hard drive like ready to go. Who has an old hard drive from 2012 and their old passport from 2012 like ready to go? Like, here you go, here's my old passport, here's all the corroborating stuff. Like, super weird. His response was, I'm just really well organized. You take hundreds of thousands of pictures and you've just got all your stuff ready to go. And that's why one of the only questions I asked him that wasn't a basic question was, do you know the Corridor crew? And his answer, yeah, I've followed them ever since I came up in the VFX game for 15 years. That's the part where it got sketchy for me. It got sketchy. So that's the whole thing. The flight details, no problem with the flight details. He had the flight details already there. That's why for it to be fake, it has to be very sophisticated. Very sophisticated. Then again, I had a $3,000 scam run on me that was really sophisticated as well, where they built all fake RAR files and had a very elaborate story planned out, and they even had pictures that made it look like it was a debrief scenario. I mean, people go to some pretty crazy lengths, unfortunately. They go to really crazy lengths. Is it your position that his flight details were hacked? No, I think the flight details are fine. I think that the pictures is all you would have to hack, right? In fact, you wouldn't even have to, you could just add pictures to the set. You wouldn't even have to plant all the pictures. You could even just manipulate one picture. Jonas couldn't even identify his own pictures in a lineup. If you watch his video, he's looking on the website and he can't even find his own pictures. So the thing about it, the best intelligence community moves are as if the person who is the useful idiot doesn't even know they're being used. Because, hey, Trajan's Ghost, welcome back, buddy. Because what you do is you can manipulate the picture. And then that way the person thinks they took the picture, right? But they don't realize they're supporting a manipulated picture. So I don't know. The reality is, I don't know, guys. I don't know what happened. I'll be honest. I'm always trying to be honest. I don't know. What I do know is I think it was a bad move for Jonas to make a debunk video based on getting an anonymous email from a burner email account. That is a very sketchy move. And if I'm the person that gets an anonymous email, I'm not making a debunk video, right? Definitely not making a debunk video about what happened to 239 people on a plane that went missing where there's no proof of what happened to the plane, right? I'm definitely not doing that. And then it's even weirder that he was trying to like threaten to sue me in DMs because he has no case whatsoever. Like, I've been nothing but truthful about the whole situation. And so he sent multiple threatening DMs about trying to sue me or whatever, which is just completely nonsensical. And that makes me, I mean, I don't know what that means in general, but I told him early on that if he doesn't want to be involved, which he claimed he didn't want to be involved, then he shouldn't be making debunk videos and inserting himself into the case. I mean, he inserted himself, right? And that's not a justification to harass him, but it does put him up to a level of scrutiny, right? So. Kreishley, everything's speculative. All the debunks are speculative, right? So that's the thing, too, is that you can't use an argument of something being speculative because the debunks, there's literally no proof of any of the debunks. It's all speculative. It's speculative that there's 2D cloud pictures in our videos. It's speculative that there's a pyromania VFX in our videos. It's speculative that somehow either of those things debunks the videos. It's all speculation. There's no hoaxer. That's speculation as well. Where's the hoaxer? There's no proof of any debunks. So if you want to make an argument that something's speculative, which is what the Redditors like to do, they like to tag everything as speculative. The ultimate irony is that everything the debunkers push forth is only speculative. There's no hard proof of anything. All of their arguments are 100% speculative, right? That's the ultimate irony of the speculative arguments. So you guys can see the chat here as well. And the reality too is that Mick West has been on JRE twice and he only has 30,000 followers. Yikes. I would hope that if I go on Joe Rogan that I go over 100,000 followers. I mean, there's millions of views. I've never seen Joe Rogan with Mick West, nor would I even want to watch it. It would be completely boring. Totally boring conversation. But we're talking about a situation where the government would have no problem faking a cloud picture to cover up what they're covering up. That's small potatoes, man. Very small potatoes. We're talking about them being able to teleport an airplane, them being able to take the videos that they have that are on their computers and make a cloud picture out of them using a existing Flickr Mount Fuji photo. Simple. But you say what you've proven is objective fact. No, I don't say what I've proven is objective fact. That's the difference between me and the debunkers, right? I say that what I've shown is very, very strong evidence, and I give my opinion. Now, in some cases, you'll hear me say on Twitter that the videos are real. Again, that's my opinion. That's what an opinion is, right? I don't think there's anywhere where I've said that the videos are 100% proven to be real. You can quote me if I'm wrong on that. Feel free to quote it to me, and I'll take a look at the context. But I don't think so. I don't think that I have. Although you will hear the debunkers say that the videos have been 100% proven to be debunked. You will hear them say that many times over. And that's the difference between somebody who's honest and somebody who's not. If a debunker was honest, they would say that the fact that we found 2D cloud pictures casts a lot of doubt as to the authenticity of the videos. That would be an honest statement. For someone to say that the videos have been 100% proven fake, that's not an honest statement. That's the difference. That's the difference, guys. So Lucas, I'm not going to go over the Lancaster thing. I literally just mentioned it earlier. If you watched the stream earlier, actually, I'll just say it one more time. There was somebody in the replies earlier that mentioned that the Joel Lancaster, I don't know, is his name Joe, whatever his name is. I guess he said that he uploaded the videos to a location that didn't even exist in 2014. It didn't exist till 2015. So he messed up. And this is the problem. When people lie, they always mess up in their story. And it was just a matter of time before he messed up. I think people already found his Reddit account, and he had already had said comments about how he knew the videos were fake, and then came out claiming that he made the videos, which is contradictory as well. But when he claimed that he uploaded them to a place that didn't even exist in 2014, that was the end of the story for Joe Lancaster. So if you guys didn't watch earlier, I said that Joe Lancaster should come out and apologize for pretending to have made the videos. That's honestly super scummy. It's about the lowest possible thing that somebody can troll and do is pretend to have made the videos when they really didn't. And honestly, no one should hire him because obviously he's a liar. And it's just, you can't trust somebody who's willing to go to such disgusting lengths to lie about something. So the best thing that Joe Lancaster could do is apologize for trying to troll people and lie like that on social media. That's disgusting. And it convinced some of the debunkers. Like that area guy or whatever was 100% sure that Joe Lancaster made the videos. He was attacking me, claiming that the guy made the videos. And that's the problem, is that the debunkers, like, they're looking for anything to believe in, even if it makes no sense at all. Like, that guy's story made no sense. He had no evidence. He couldn't even, he claimed that he would find the files. That was back in December. It's almost March now. It's going to be March tomorrow, right? So, no. Oh, actually, no. Is there 29 days in February? Is it a leap year? I think it's a leap year, right? Is it a leap year this year, chat? It's a leap year. Whoa. Yeah, there's 29 days. So yeah, that was months ago. And he didn't follow through. Oh, I think they're on an old hard drive somewhere. No, dude. If you're the guy who made these videos, you would be digging around that same day to find it and show and prove it to everybody, right? He was a liar. 100%, no question, he was a liar. And yeah, I mean, you're going to take everything with a grain of salt because we literally found the person who leaked the videos. So You better be coming forward with some actual evidence. And the other part too is that at this point we've put out so much evidence out there that it's like when skeptics, or not skeptics, but psychics pretend to have talked to your dead parents. They're like, okay, well, tell me what month they were born in, what was their favorite color, and then they use all that information to convince you that they're talking to your dead parents. That's the same way with the case, right? Where there's enough information now where people will use the debunkers' stories and they'll use that to claim how they made the videos, right? So you got to be super, super skeptical of anybody who has claimed to make the videos at this point. Very skeptical. Hey, Ocean. Love you too, babe. Appreciate you. I thought I saw Ellie in the chat as well, but maybe not. Hey, everybody else who's new here as well. We're going to be shutting down pretty soon. I said I was only going to go for a short period of time. We're already an hour and a half in. I may do a really hardcore stream probably after the case is done. I may do some longer streams as well. I do think longer streams are more beneficial. I may even do a little bit of video games. Probably not, though. We'll see. I don't know. Video games just don't excite me anymore. Okay, couple other things as well in here. Oh, yeah. The whole thing about suing, guys. So the Redditors, like, man, the only thing they're worse at than debunking is the law, right? Where, like, they were so upset when I did the Jonas DM stream. Right after he threatened to sue me, I just showed all the DMs because I felt like that was the best way to defend myself, is absolute truth, right? And we showed that he was talking about it, like threatening to sue me in their Discord and what have you. They were so mad when I just was so dismissive of it because I knew there was no chance in hell, right? Remember, he was supposed to meet with his lawyer. What was that, like over a month ago? Something like that. No chance in hell. The lawyer is going to tell him, dude, you're just throwing your money away if you even try. I mean, there's not even jurisdiction, let alone anything else, right? And I've got him on record saying that I told him that I didn't say anything false about him, and he said that doesn't matter. That's the end of the lawsuit right then and there. But then these other Redditors that think that like the families are going to sue me. The families are going to sue me, man. What are the families going to sue me over? Telling the truth? Giving them evidence for what really happened to the plane? Two sides of this are just so absurd. First of all, people are allowed to investigate cold cases, right? Like, this is like, it's just so absurd that you think that there would be a lawsuit against me. You would have to prove that I'm lying, first of all. You have to prove that I'm lying. And that's not possible because no one knows what happened to the plane. So, first of all, the people that think that the families are going to sue me are the dumbest people on the face of the earth. The second part of it is that the families don't believe that the plane crashed. They're still fighting. Some of them are literally still fighting as of November. They were still fighting in Chinese court. You think that those people are going to sue me for what? Trying to reveal that the United States government took the plane? No chance. No chance, man. No chance. What I will say is, if you want to know how the law works, if it turns out that these videos are actually real, then the people that have been trying to debunk them and say that they're fake and lying about what happened to the families based on, oh, I saw a VFX that looked similar, or I found a cloud picture and then made a debunk video for it, those people are going to get sued their asses off. The Corridor crew, they made a whole video that's got over 1 million views. You're going to get your asses sued off. They're going to take everything you have. You lied about what happened to their families because you didn't want to believe that the videos could be real. I say good luck, man. I'm going to help those lawyers out. I'm going to give them all the evidence about all the things you said about how those videos could be how the videos were fake. Right? Those are the people that should be worried. Right? Like, if you don't know something is true or false, but you are adamantly going out there saying that's false, that's lying. That's what lying is. The difference is I can be wrong, but I'm not lying, right? If you come out there and you say, oh, I know these videos are fake, but you don't, and you're objectively end up being proven wrong later on, that's legal liability, right? The whole U.S. will get sued too, but I'm going to make sure I don't know. It's pretty unlikely that they'll ever be admitted to be fake, true or fake, honestly, either way. It's unlikely they'll ever be admitted by the government they're true, but if they are, boy, the legal liability is going to be off the charts. Corridor crew is going to be deleting their videos so fast. Yeah, everybody's welcome here, guys. As long as you're not a D-bag, then you're welcome, you know? How would you consciously summarize what the heck happened to flight MH370? Would you say it's some kind of black hole or wormhole teleportation? Oh, yeah, we've got a lot of new viewers here, so let me go full screen face. Oh, also, real quick, before I get to that, the last two things we posted today is David Zed, Generation Z podcast. David Rossi, you guys have probably seen him. I've done a couple appearances. He's been on my streams. He found some old articles, really old articles about Thomas Townsend Brown from 1956. This is 1 year before he joined that project that we were looking at yesterday. And he was arguing here, in this particular line of research, the weights of some materials have already been cut by as much as 30% by energizing them. In 1956, these people had no idea what we were talking about. It's crazy that this might have been going on since 1956. That's the part where that blows my mind. Because that's where I'm like, okay, we got no chance of revealing this stuff, right? If they've been manipulating anti-gravity since 1956 and they've been hiding it that long, holy crap, we are up against a monster. That's 68 years ago, right? And so that's why we are going to be going through the science on that side. Prove damages? That's easy. You just prove all this, because a lot of these debunkers have made definitive statements, right? The same way that Alex Jones got sued. Alex Jones got sued for $1 billion. He made definitive statements that Sandy Hook didn't happen, right? Those people made definitive statements that those videos are fake. That's damages. It's different if they come out and say, in my opinion, I don't think that this can be real. But a lot of these people have said these videos have been proven to be fake. That's a definitive statement, right? And it's something that they can't possibly know to be true. So that's the difference, right? The Sandy Hook lawsuit is the one that would get the debunkers if the videos end up being real. So that's the Thomas Townsend Brown's thing. And then I read through a lot of the comments that were on my question from last night. And I think we already talked about this, but I don't know how we get this out. I think the answer is we literally have to just lie and wait for them to mess up again. And we have to expose them because the information, something else will come out, something that will corroborate teleportation or some orbs, and it'll be filmed by the government. Some whistleblower or leaker will come out, and when they do, we are going to hammer the hell out of them. That's what we're going to do. We're going to hammer the hell out of them. I don't know when it'll happen, but here's the thing. Time is on our side. Time is on our side, guys. A lot of the old people are going to die, and stuff will continue to leak out, right? Am I going to talk to Bendel during the Cosmic Summit? Yes. Yes, I am. 100% I'm going to talk to Bendel during the Cosmic Summit. Bad news is I don't have in-person tickets to give to people. I know some people have asked me, but I am planning on getting some internet tickets for people so that they can potentially watch the streams. It's going to be awesome. I don't think I'm necessarily going to have a premiere presentation, but I may be in a side room. It hasn't been determined yet. But they're planning on getting me in a room with Grenier, Bob Grenier, Malcolm Bendel, maybe Randall Carlson. I'm going to meet all those people. I'm also probably going to meet, what's her face? Help me out, chat. Hannah, what's her name? Johanna. Johanna? I think it's Johanna. Hopefully I'll meet her as well and some of the other people that are pretty cool. How would you summarize what happened to MH370? Would you say it was some black hole or wormhole teleportation? Well, let's go to the video. Both of them are somewhat accurate. Now, the best way to describe what's happening in the plane here is macroscopic phase conjugation. So when you think of a wine glass, and how sound, like a tuning fork or someone screaming, can break a wine glass. Same kind of idea, resonance. You get into a resonance and you just keep vibrating it. And if you do that at high enough frequencies, high enough powers, you can break through even the fabric of space-time itself. So what happens when you break through the fabric of space-time? You get to the ether, the void, right? And what's the void? Extremely cold. It's an extremely cold void. It may even have negative entropy, neg energy as well. Neg energy might not be the right word. So when we see this event happen, I'm going to have to go to slow-mo because it happens so fast. That's what we see happening here. It's breaking the Schwinger limit. The Schwinger limit is what allows for energy densities high enough to break through the fabric of space-time, to create a gravitational well, so to speak, right? That's what we think we're seeing here, is that we think we are seeing here energy density is so high that it's actually breaking through the fabric of space-time here. And that's what causes the plane to, quote-unquote, teleport. It's a phase state transition of the plane. You can see the plane sticking out in this one frame. That's a very bizarre detail. Like it's getting pulled back in this one frame, and then it's gone right afterwards. Look at that. And this all happens within a blink of an eye. Just completely gone after that. So, yes, the answer would be a phase state transition. You could think of these as magnets, monopoles. They're aligning the monopoles from their original orientation to direct towards the plane to create this azimuth, which is like a sphere around the plane, which then is like kind of like, think of it as like a bubble that they're creating around the plane. And that's probably why they were mapping the plane as well to determine the center point of mass, probably around where my mouse is right here, in order to create the correct size and shape of the gravitational hole that they want. Wormhole. I mean, it's a wormhole, theoretically. And so that's crazy because that's like, this is what a wormhole really looks like then, right? Assuming that that's true. We have no idea what a wormhole looked like. Everybody maybe think, if you're a Star Trek fan, Deep Space Nine, we have this wormhole open up, but no, it doesn't look like that. It looks like this. Right? Pretty wild. Now, where did it go? I would say the answer of where it went was probably to the Maldives. Now, please ignore the weird Latin at the top. I never knew that there was this crazy Latin at the top or whatever this is. Pretty damn weird. So here's the idea. The plane is going to the east. So it's over here somewhere. Maybe I can zoom in. Yeah, there we go. So we can see the plane goes up here. This is where it goes dark. The fire starts. Probably espionage is what I'm going to come out as pretty soon here. And then it goes to Penang Airport, the closest airport you would go to. And then doesn't go. It should just go. If it's going to the South Indian Ocean, you're just going to go straight over Indonesia here. This is where you're going to go. You're going to go straight over Indonesia here. You're not going up this way. Going up this way, they've tried to rationalize it and say they were trying to avoid radar. It doesn't avoid radar. This radar would still see the plane. So it's going up here, and then this is the part where it's landing. We see it in the videos right up here where Kate T sees it, somewhere around this location. It could be a little bit different. We don't know the exact location where the coordinates are relative to where we see the plane, but somewhere around here. And then the plane is turning here, so you can see this plane, this turn, and it's turning towards the east in the video. So it's going back towards the east in the video, and then it's getting sucked backwards in the video. So that's why we think that the fourth orb would be somewhere over here. I mean, we don't know exactly. We can't say. The reason why we think it's over here is that the plane's got to fly pretty far still, and it gets seen in these islands here, this Kuvo Haduvo Island. I don't know where. I think it might be this one. And it gets seen by 20 islanders on a tiny island that only has a few thousand people on it that don't see jumbo jets. And they see the jumbo jet flying to the south from the west. So potentially it was somewhere over to the west. Oops. What the hell? Potentially it was somewhere over to the west, and then it looped back from the west over here where it gets seen by this island and then flies towards the Maldives or towards the Diego Garcia. And that's where supposedly it ends up. Now, do we know for sure? No. We don't have two other videos showing it appearing somewhere, but That's our best guess based on the fact that a fire suppression device washes up over here in the Maldives, and based on the fact that there's 20 islanders who see the plane early in the morning. It was a big plane making loud noise. She draws an arc in the sky. Ali remembers that it was 6:15 a.m., give or take a few minutes, because 5 a.m. is prayer time. At 6 a.m., she usually sweeps her courtyard. Different guy was getting ready for class, which starts at 7 a.m. He saw the aircraft pass overhead. Using the compass on a mobile phone, he points to where the aircraft came from, west-northwest, concurring with Ali. So that, I mean, apparently there was 20 people that saw the plane, right? A fisherman, he was standing in the sea fishing when he heard the aircraft. He recalls the strong wind blowing an oddity on the equator. And because it was blowing towards the plane, he wasn't aware of the aircraft until it was directly above him when the plane banked and headed southeast, he says. He saw some red under the portholes, some red around the door. Okay. Yeah, it's a pretty crazy story, huh? Yeah, the strongest evidence is probably that the science checks out. Yeah, I have a husky. She'll definitely bite some people, although she's snoozing right now. Matching MH370 tattoos? No, I'm not giving an MH370 tattoo. That's too far. Too far, guys. Yeah, the scientists and engineers that we've been talking to on my podcast, if you want to have your mind blown, I'll post a link to the podcast. I haven't gotten the last ones uploaded, but you can find them on my YouTube if you want to get ahead. But I'll link the audios. Here it is. Oh wait, this is the Spreaker version. Here, I'll do Spotify and I'll show you guys. Okay, so if you go to Spotify, search. Oh, there it is. So for the new people, if you want to, the best place to support would be on Spotify. Now, this is audio only, but you're not going to miss much. You can go to YouTube if you want to see the videos as well and the video versions of it. But if you're here, you've probably already seen it. Actually, I think I have a better one than this to link up here. If you want to have your mind blown, though, watch. I mean, honestly, all of these are good. All 4 of these are super good, the ones that are uploaded already. Bob Grenier and he digs into the science super hard. At the end, he talks about what the implications are, which are mind-blowing. Salvatore Pais, incredible interview. I mean, this guy, he doesn't do interviews anymore. That's how good this interview is because, he's theoretically been told to stop. Dave Rossi, super, super smart guy. And then I had Sal and Dave on a panel. You watch these, you'll be convinced. You will be convinced. So check those out. I'm going to post some links to them and some clips from them as well related to them because some of the clips in there explain the science and what have you. Have I researched the pyramids? Not much, but yeah, people, if you can talk to JK Philly fan all night about using sound to levitate objects. So what I'll say there too is that the idea of second order effects, using sound waves or light beams, however you want to think of it, to create second order effects. And second order effects would be like manipulating gravity, etc. Or just other stuff that seems like magical to us, breaking glasses, using resonance, getting the waves to make love. Salvatore Pais did the Project Unity one was over a month ago, I think. I knew he did Project Unity because he told me. So Salvatore Pais did me. He did me twice. He did Jeremy Reese once, and then he did Project Unity. I think those were the only 3 that he did. And then he mysteriously hasn't done any more since then. I have not been on Tinfoil Hat with Sam Tripoli, although supposedly he's wanted me. People have said that he's wanted me on, but his booker just never got back to me, which is fine. I don't know. No big deal. I've done enough podcast chat. I'm gonna make a list of all the podcasts for people and they can watch. I mean, we're pushing like 80 now. That's a lot of podcasts, especially because it's only been like 4 months. That's like one every day and a half. It's a lot of podcasts. I definitely think that the pyramids were piezoelectric. I'm a big piezoelectric pyramid supporter fan. It just does not look like a tomb to me. It never looked like a tomb to me, which is crazy because imagine that they had some kind of like wireless power or power setup, right? That would just be nuts. Also, it makes more sense for some kind of advanced, huge building, right? It's not just some guy's like big dick monument, right? It makes more sense that it would be a situation where it's got some purpose, right? We can't even build the pyramids today. We can't build the pyramids today. Think about that, chat. So, pretty interesting. Oh, yeah, people want a podcast list. I'll try to get you guys one. But the one I did today is really, really good. So check out Alphavets. That one was really good. Yeah, what is up with Jeremy, actually? Where is he? I feel like I haven't seen any posts from him in like several days. He retweeted something 20 hours ago. Retweeted this. That was 4 days ago. He's been retweeting. Dude, he hasn't posted in 4 days. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, just for the record, I'm not going to dig into 9/11 stuff for two reasons. One, just doesn't strike me as that convincing. Even though, I have no problem believing conspiracies at this point. But two, there's enough people who already did it. There's nothing more for me to dig into to find in the 9/11 stuff anyway. I've seen the arguments out there. It's all out there. And it's too hot, man. It's too hot. A lot of people died on 9/11, man. A lot of people. Now, you could say so did MH370, but we don't even have an answer for MH370. And I'm like the only one really digging into it. Plus all you guys with MH370X, which I think. Haters today for Bob Grenier. Yeah, Bob Grenier, it's funny. In the low energy nuclear reaction subreddit, they hate Bob Grenier as well. Which is like, wait, he's the guy. It's like, it's funny because it's so similar to me and the MH3 and the whatever airliner abduction subreddit. It's like all the subreddits. It's like the Joe Rogan subreddit. That would have been the best argument to use for Joe Rogan, right? I should have said like, hey man, your subreddit hates you, like my subreddit hates me. That's what I should have said to Joe Rogan. Damn it, I missed a chance, guys. That would have been the argument, right? It's like, wait, you're gonna listen to Reddit? Have you listened to your own Reddit? The Joe Rogan subreddit hates him, dude. They absolutely hate him. It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I think I don't want to dig into 9/11 stuff, guys, but I think that there's arguments that are compelling for the official narrative to be fake. The hard part for me is I was literally sitting on a couch in my dorm room watching the towers collapse. That's why it's hard for me. I watched the old videos of people jumping out the towers to their doom. It's really hard. When you lived through it and watched it in real time, it was one of the most traumatic moments of my whole life. I remember sitting out with my Texas buddy outside our dorm room that night, and we were just talking about going to whoever to just go to war. That's how angry we were. Like, we were ready to invade anybody. You could have told us that we're going to go attack Afghanistan or Iran or whoever else, and we would have give us a gun. We would have signed up for the draft that day. That's how visceral it was for people that watched that. And it was a paradigm shifting moment in America because before that, we thought we were invincible. We would see these terrorist attacks happen overseas, and we thought that could never happen to us. And then we watched it happen, and we watched them take down the towers. And anybody who lived through that, it's just too hard to try to debunk that, in my mind. So Now, the Building 7 thing to me is the biggest, weirdest thing in general. I don't have any problem with how they collapsed. Like, you break the structures, and the moment one floor falls, they're all going to come down. Like, I have no problem with that. The weirder part is how buildings that were like just like blocks away like fall down. That's the part where I'm like, what? But anyway, like I said, I'm not going to dig into it. I don't know if there is a conspiracy there, which maybe there is. Then I leave that to other people. I'm going to look into other conspiracies. But what I will say is the idea of directed energy weapons is not outside the realm of possibility. It certainly seems possible. Directed energy weapons, if you can teleport a plane, you can make a directed energy weapon. No doubt whatsoever. No doubt. Totally agree with that. Wow, it's getting late. I still have 2 more olives, guys. Yeah, there's a lot of people who don't even know about Building 7. Yeah, I'll try to have to speak closer to the microphone. Some people said that I wasn't loud enough. I think it's because of the distance to the microphone. I got to keep it pretty close here. I don't know if you guys saw, but Mitch McConnell stepped down as well today. Mitch McConnell, he's called the Turtle because he looks kind of like a turtle. He has been a Republican in the Senate forever. Ever and ever, man. And that's a big change of power, right? When you think about the old guard, he could definitely be one of the old guard that's been holding us back 100%. Somebody who might be in the know as well, one of the elites. What are my thoughts on Havana syndrome? Havana syndrome's weird, man. I could see them using some type of advanced psychotronic weapon or radiation, even microwave weapon. So Havana syndrome scares me. It scares me too because they might use something like that on me, right? Oh, guys, I had some really weird dreams, man. What was one of my weird dreams that I had? Oh, I had one dream where I was hanging out with Vladimir Putin. Vladimir Putin was hanging out. He came here where I'm at, and he was hanging out with me and my family. That was a weird one. I had another weird one where, the scariest one. Holy shit, chat. I woke up the other day. It was like, I don't know, maybe less than a week ago. And I couldn't go back to sleep. I was so scared. And it's one of those things where like you don't really know why you're so scared, but I'll set the mood for you, okay? So in my dream, I was in a hospital bed. I don't know why I was in the hospital bed. If I was hurt, I didn't feel like I was hurt, but it was like being in a horror movie in the hospital bed. And I'm in the hospital bed and there's nobody else around and it's all dark. And the nurse comes in, but it's not a nurse. It's some kind of monster. Like, I don't know if it was an alien or what it was, but I remember it having a huge, like, hunchback, and it was all dark with, like one of those cloaks, like hoods over its head, so you couldn't see its face at all. And it walked into the room, and it was Mike Obama. Mike Obama. I'm going to get banned from YouTube chat. No, but it comes in, and right away I knew something was wrong. And I'm stuck in bed, right? And I'm looking at it, I'm going, this isn't the nurse. There's something wrong with this. And its finger comes out. And it's only got, I don't know how many fingers it had, but the fingers were like long, like a creepy, like monster fingers. And it comes out and tries to put the fingers over my mouth. And I start to try to scream, right? Because I'm like, I have to scream and get somebody's attention that this monster's at me. And I couldn't scream. Like, no matter, I wanted to scream, but like, I don't know if you guys have ever been this way, but once I had a panic attack in my life, only once ever, and I couldn't talk. Like, if you ever had a panic attack where you literally could not talk, like you try to get something out and you just, like that, that's what happened to me in the dream. Like, I couldn't get anything out. And all of a sudden, like, I shook awake. And I woke up and I was like, holy shit. And I wasn't like sweating or anything, but I was just like freaked the hell out. And I couldn't go back to sleep. It took me like 2 hours to go back to sleep. I almost wanted to just turn the lights on. Like that's how freaked out I was. And I'm sitting there in bed and I'm like, man, why am I so scared about this, right? Like, why would I be scared of some weird being or alien? Like, if I was awake, I wouldn't be scared of it. I wouldn't be scared of it right now. But for some reason, in your dreams, like everything is way scarier, right? It was super creepy. And it just shook me. Even when I woke up, I was like, God, that's just, I don't know. Why did I have a dream like that? Like, why did I even have a dream like that? You know? Like, that was such a random thing. And the thing that's bizarre is, ever since this investigation, I've had crazy lucid dreams almost probably every other night. Almost every other night I've had lucid dreams like that. Almost every other night. The thing that makes me not scared is that Lulu's sitting there in bed. Usually she's like snuggled up next to me or something as well. So I know that if there was anything that was in my apartment, that Lulu would be like biting the shit out of him, probably. So that's the reason why like it keeps me somewhat chill. If I didn't have a dog with me, like I would be like, my mind would have me like freaking the hell out probably at that point. So yeah, and the thing I can't figure out is if the weird dreams that I've been having are related to being in the investigation or not. Like, I don't feel stressed out when I go to sleep. But, like, I just keep wondering, why do I keep having so many vivid dreams? Like, over and over and over and over again, right? I didn't used to have dreams like this. That's the weird part. I used to just, like, sleep, and then I went, like, years without having a vivid dream. And it's like, I'm having them like every other night, like a lot. Like just the Putin and that weird creepy monster one were like just in the last week. Like just in the last week. I'm like, I just want to have like one night where I sleep and like I don't have a creepy dream. And I just wake up and I'm like rested, you know. Maybe it's the brain working overtime. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm not like afraid of it, but I just think it's, man, what a weird situation, right? Okay. Okay, well, yeah, maybe I'm in the zone. I don't know. Yeah, too much X probably. Somebody sent me this link. Guys, if you guys send me a link and I don't give you credit, I apologize. I generally don't give credit to people that just like send me links and send me YouTube videos. If they make the YouTube video, then I try to, but so I hope nobody takes offense to that. Somebody was offended that I didn't give them credit for finding the Project Rainbow video. Like, it seems kind of like you're kind of fishing for likes if that's the case, right? If you want me to promote you, then do some investigative work, do a write-up, edit a video, and then send me your work, and then I may retweet you, right? Like William, I don't know if William's still here. Yeah, there he is. William's been doing some cool stuff, so yeah, maybe I'll retweet some of his stuff if he does, you know, something that I think is cool. But yeah, so that's, if you want to get my attention, that's the way in general. Lobster's a dogman, guys. Guys, I want to know about the dogman cryptid before I go to sleep. Actually, do I? Am I going to have nightmares about dogman cryptids? I don't know if I want to have nightmares about dogman cryptids, guys. Oh, it's a real thing. Guys, it's a real I thought you guys were joking. The Michigan dogman. This is a real thing? No. 1887? 7-foot-tall, blue-eyed, amber-eyed, bipedal, canine-like animal with the torso of a man and a fearsome howl. Guys, I can't be afraid of a dog, man. Dogman doesn't afraid me. The true origins of the dogman. I can't believe this is real, chat. Why is Reddit trying to auto-log me in? Also, I'm quitting Reddit on March 8th as well. I'm probably not going to delete my account, but I'm not making any more posts or replying ever again on Reddit. Tired of Reddit. Place is dog crap. Tails the dog man. Oh man, what?
Bigfoot.
And looks in the
Oh,
window.
is that Tony
and
Merkel?
He sees an upright, standing, walking dog.
Wait, is that Tony Merkel?
Inside this house, and it was like the dog's house. And he
That is Tony
obviously
Merkel.
freaks out, runs away and stuff. But the point is,
Yo, that's Tony
that
Merkel.
kid that took him there believed that that was his friend, and so there is this little bit of
Dude, Tony Merkel is the man, dude. Wait, Tony Merkel? Oh, I'm gonna text Tony about the dog man. Guys, I'm gonna get Tony to tell me about the dog man.
multiple dog men chasing them.
Multiple dog men? There's dog men? Oh shit! What was that? This is the dog man? That looks just like a normal freak. This is like a young
creature
Tony Merkel.
And then back. There are people who are, deep into the occult that say they can do rituals that will turn them into that.
I love that my first in-person podcast was with Tony Merkel. Yeah, 2 dogmen. Yeah, I don't know if I can take 2 dogmen at once. 1 dogman I can deal with. 2 dogmen. This guy looks like he's seen a couple dogmen in his life. He's got like old antique stuff everywhere. Hey, that's one of those new Star Wars things.
Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, all the way through Texas, all the way through.
Yeah, I'm gonna have some
southwest
dogman nightmares
of
tonight, chat.
Mexico, Utah.
I swear to God, if I have dogman nightmares tonight, we're
Nevada,
not doing any
Southern
more cryptid
California,
streams at the
even
end of the
going on
night.
up as far as like Fresno
It's just a normal
and
freak.
through the Sierra Nevadas.
I think that they're kind of all over, and I view Dogman
All over.
very
They're
much
all
in the
over.
same light as Bigfoot in that sense, because
Okay.
just this morning I had somebody reach out to me on Instagram asking if Dogman is in Arizona, and though I didn't have any specific cases in my folders or anything like that of Dogman being in Arizona, I've heard of Bigfoot being in Arizona, and I told them,
Oh shit! Tony gave some dude nightmares, bro. Tony gave somebody nightmares. Wait, why did we delete that, Arwen? I think that was that a mistake. No, don't censor people, Arwen. Don't censor people talking about the dogman. Dogman's a serious, very serious situation. Smoking dogman? Who knows, man? I just want to see a clip of a smoking dogman. That's really all I want.
Jake was probably dead.
This was a year ago. What's Jay Horton? Is this how? Why is Tony Merkel on this? Oh, last thing, let's check out Confessionals podcast. I want to see how high up my stream with him is. Is Disney hiding a portal to the past? What?
Oh man, here they come again.
Here they come again.
Here they come again. Merkel Media. I love that Tony does this kind
Get
of
the
cheesy
carousel.
stuff.
You're on the carousel, right?
Yeah, okay, that was definitely him. Confessionals. Yo, he's got a lot of subscribers now. I don't know, guys. I kind of love this crap, this like cheesy stuff. 200,000 views. 200,000. It's the second highest, most popular video he's got, period. And it's only 4 months old. Oh, Surviving the Dogman.
Hey, everybody, this is is Christian Roper.
To my camp, and I just am not paying attention.
Well, imagine showing up and you just got like some pictures of Dogman. I should have showed up with like pictures of MH370. Like just pictures of MH370 here next to me. That would have been, damn. Guys, I was not a podcast aficionado. If I ever go on Joe Rogan, I'm going to have some pictures here, like hand-drawn pictures of like MH370 and some portals. Some orbs as well. Maybe some pictures of some orbs. Damn, this guy knew what was up. He knew how to sell himself. See, I was just a noob, guys. I was just a noob back then. Okay, guys, I think that's good enough for tonight. That was a good chill stream. I needed a little bit of break from the science and everything else. We will dig back into the science. So tomorrow is Thursday. That will be the last stream until Sunday. I will be off on Friday and Saturday. Going out of town for a couple days, so I'm definitely not going to be streaming. I may still be on some spaces and stuff like that, just over the phone, but I won't be streaming actively. So thank you guys for jumping on. Check out the Spotify link that is pinned right now if you want to check it out. If you want to support it, or if you want to have your mind blown, listen to some engineers. This is not cryptid stuff. This is just literal hard science. People spitting the facts about what the technology has been hidden from us. Check it out. And yeah, we'll be in touch tomorrow, guys. Have a good night. Appreciate you guys. Peace.